And team nights continue here, and I'm very excited because this is the first school that we've had do multiple sports. Of course, last week right here on 321 Sportscast, you saw the Merritt Island volleyball girls team come in here, and today we've got the soccer team. And the one thing that they both have in common is traditions of winning state championships. And I've got the brand new head coach here today, the manager of the new Merritt, or not the new manager for the Merritt Island girls soccer team. He is Nathan Trout. And Coach, first of all, welcome to the set of 321 Sportscast. But before we talk soccer, before we talk Merritt Island Mustangs, we have to talk about you. Because when we launched 321 Sportscast, one of the original Turn Back the Clocks we did, and still the one that's gotten one of the most amount of clicks to this date, is your days as a kicker at Syracuse University. First of all, how you doing? And welcome.
Well, I appreciate you having me here, and along with not just Merritt Island High School soccer, but all sports in general. I've been watching all the Facebook posts that you guys do. It's good to see more publicity for the local sports here for sure. So thanks for having us from the girls soccer program.
Absolutely. And I think it's great because, again, a couple of years ago, back-to-back state champions, so close to going three-peating last year, and we'll talk about that coming up. But your career, I think it's fascinating. An unbelievable kicker at Merritt Island. You go on to Syracuse. Take us through that a little bit.
Well, I was very fortunate. Merritt Island, back in the day, obviously, the program was unbelievable.
Yeah.
My senior year, I think we had 8 guys go Division I.
Wow.
So I was fortunate to have a lot of college scouts around every practice. And Syracuse liked what they saw, and I decided to go there. Had a great career. Had a chance to play with some Hall of Fame players.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison and Don McNabb, which I'm hoping gets in the Hall of Fame. Dwight Freeney will be in the Hall of Fame.
Sure.
So I was very fortunate to go through Syracuse, had a good time in the program, and we had a great offense, so I was able to score a lot of points from the kicking position. I was able to start 4 years. I went to 5 bowl games with them.
Great bowl games,
very fortunate to come out of Merritt Island High School and go to school up north there.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really great time for that program. I mean, I think it was 35, 37 wins over that stretch. I mean, just amazing. And, of course, McNabb at quarterback. And you mentioned players that, totally slipped my mind. Dwight Freeney coming off the edge, just unbelievable there. So take us from from Merritt Island, take us kind of what you've been doing since.
Well, I was in Merritt Island for a few years, excuse me, back in the early 2000s, and then we decided to move to Asheville, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful country.
And just recently moved back last summer and had the opportunity to get back involved with local soccer to help Coach Matt at the high school. And I wanted to get back involved in the high school and the community. For the girls that played for us last year, they know I bleed black and gold.
Yeah.
I'm all about Merritt Island sports, all about Merritt Island High School, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I really wouldn't. And when we decided to move back, it was all about getting our daughter into Merritt Island High School, having her a chance to play for the Mustangs. And so we're fortunate that it all happened the way that we wanted it to.
Yeah, you look at the success of Merritt Island girls soccer, and as I mentioned, the back-to-back state champions, team of the year, and then last year, a great run last year. You take over a pretty good team, but you take over a team that's lost some pretty good players as well. That team last year, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, obviously we had a ton of star power on the team last year with Lexi and JoJo, and I love to call Madeline Miller in the back the legend. She didn't get all the publicity the other girls did, but she was a stalwart back there and really, won 2 state championships for that team in a lot of sense because you need players like her all over the field. But we also have Sydney, and we also lost our goalie too. I think 5 starters are leaving. All of them won 2 state champions.
Right.
But, we have a lot of good talent returning. I think we're going to be a deeper team next year. I really do. I think we're going to have 16 to 17 girls that can be put in the game at any point, and I don't think we could have said that last year. So we're very fortunate that we have Scott and Matt left a great program in my hands, and not only successful last year and this, which I think we're going to be this year, but the next 4, 5, 6 years, we have a very good outlook on it.
One of the things I'm always intrigued by when I talk to anybody that coaches over at Merritt Island, I asked Angie Patrick about this, Hurley Brown, Jeff McClain. You know, I think the thing that's really interesting about Mustang culture and the island itself is that, A, you don't get athletes that transfer out of there. There is an island pride, and there's a different definition to everybody. Coach, what is island pride to you, and why do you think it is that the little island is able to be so powerful when it comes to student athletes and academics and sports over there?
Well, I think that's a great question. I mean, it really comes down to support.
Yeah.
If you look at our booster club for our girls soccer, it's unbelievable, the money they can raise and the things they can do for the girls in our program. I know when I played football, you know, we were one of the pinnacles in the state at the time.
Yep.
I know Cocoa and Rockledge, Rockledge was good when I was there. Cocoa's built, obviously, a great program as well. And I know Coach Brown's going to be getting that program back up and running.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is community support and the alumni having so much pride and always wanting to come back and be a part of it. And I'm an example of that. I would not coach at Viera or Cocoa or Rockledge. I just wouldn't do it if I wasn't doing Merritt Island. So it, you know, and I think that resonates to a lot of the alumni of the school. Not only on the boys' side, but the girls' side.
Absolutely.
As well. So.
Yeah, no, you see it. It is in every sport: baseball, softball, swimming. I mean, the entire culture at Merritt Island is unique, and it's different than it is at any other school in this county. I promise you that. And maybe because it is an island, and there is a certain sort of an isolation to it, and togetherness and closeness. All right, Coach, let's talk about the girls we got this year. Tell me a little bit about your squad.
Well, we got 6 starters returning. We got some great freshmen that are coming up. They're going to be sophomores this year. We had 4 freshmen on the team last year. And I know a couple of the games at the end of the year, they at the conference game, we had 4 freshmen at the end of the game. So we have a lot of good talent coming up. We got a lot of great juniors coming back as seniors. You know, a couple are here tonight. We got Elisa Crook, Amanda Pierce. Pierce has started for a few years for us. And Elisa has played a lot of minutes over the last couple of years as well. And, of course, you know, along with us, too, we got Karis Verpale, who her dad's a legend around here.
That's right.
A great quarterback at Merritt Island.
Yep.
But she's a great soccer player. And her sister actually plays at the University of Alabama. Mm-hmm. So, obviously, it's a soccer
She's an unbelievable player.
And then we have 2 rising sophomores. Kylie Trout is my daughter, and then Danny, who both played a lot of minutes last year for us.
What's that like? Now, I know have you coached your daughter? Obviously, you've coached your daughter along the way here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But high school is a different animal. Yep. When you get to this level, you know, to coach your daughter. I talked to Coach Patrick because she had an opportunity to do it this year with her daughter. It's unique, isn't it? Is there a dad and a coach mentality to it, or I mean, is there a separation?
Well, probably unfairly to her. Anybody that's watched me coach her, she's probably at a disadvantage just because I'm going to be a little bit harder.
Sure.
So I'm probably the opposite extreme
Gotcha.
of what the normal protocol is of it. But she's got a pretty good mentality, so she's always dealt with it pretty good. And I have coached her, not a long time, but a few years over the years with club soccer. Mm-hmm. But she's also played at some other clubs where I was not coaching that.
What is it? You know, I always find it fascinating when you have to coach teenage girls. Take me through the trials and tribulations of that, Coach.
Well, I've always loved coaching girls, more so than boys. I feel like girls are a lot more loyal to the team, to the program, to coaching staff. And I think girls have a meaner streak and mentality to them.
I agree.
And there's nothing I enjoy more than seeing a young female overcoming hurdles, overcoming disadvantages, or overcoming things to really shine bright. And, you know, maybe it's some of it having a daughter. I don't know. But from a coaching aspect, I've had a chance to coach boys and girls over the years, and I definitely would rather be on the girls' side.
You know, it's, you know, I think you said one thing there. I mean, I agree with all of it, but one thing that really stuck out to me there was the mean streak that girls tend to have on playing fields. You see it, the competitive nature of it, and it's non-stop. And I really like that. And guys, I love you to death, and I love covering you. But I think that when a lot of times with a lot of guys, sometimes it can almost feel forced. It never feels that way with girls, does it?
No, not at all.
No.
You know, I actually enjoy coaching girls with a little bit of chip on their shoulder,
Sure.
a little bit of attitude to them, and you know, some coaches enjoy that, some don't. But to me, it's part of the competitiveness of the.
I agree. Well, Coach, I want you to look in that camera, and I want you to tell everybody why you think you got the best soccer program in Brevard County and what we need to look out for you girls this year.
Well, I don't know if I can say we have the best team this year, but I can definitely tell you we're putting in the work this summer. The girls been working hard. We've been going 4 days a week since the day school got out. And I don't know if there's any other program in the county doing that right now. I can't speak for that at least. And we're going to continue that all the way till school starts. So I know they're putting the work in. We're doing a lot of speed and agility, which is new to a lot of the girls. We're trying to implement some kind of weightlifting stuff. And along with club soccer, they'll have enough soccer going on in July, August, September, October. All of them play club at some point. But I think I got, along with Matt and Scott coming out, and I have a ton of pressure myself to win. I mean, unfortunately, at Merritt Island, it's about winning, and we've had a very successful program for a long time under Carswell and Cermak last year. And I think the seniors this year have a lot to prove. They've been led by Lexi and JoJo and Madeline and Sydney and those other girls and Jordan in the goal. And I think these seniors have a chance to step up and rise above. To show that how much they contributed to the state championship. They don't get a lot of limelight. They haven't over the years, but we definitely have some talent coming up. And, it's their time to shine. So
Does Coach Carswell still pop back in? He didn't go far.
I actually just saw him yesterday, so he's still around for sure.
Doing a great job over here at Eastern Florida State. Obviously, he's kind of feeling a little bit of what you're feeling, right? I mean, over there taking over for Jeff Carr, and I mean, that's going to be something else there too,
Yeah, well, Scott knows the game as well as anybody, so I'm sure wherever he goes, he's going to be successful.
All right. Well, look, I can't wait to talk to your girls. Is it all right if I torture them a little bit?
Yeah, please do. They need it.
For Coach Nathan Trout here, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming. We're going to be back here in just a minute with some of the players for the 2018 or 2019-2020. That's right, 2019-2020 Merritt Island girls soccer team. We'll see you in a minute. And now for my favorite part. Look, I love talking to the coaches, but I like getting the student athletes on because it's where we really learn about the coaches in the program by talking to the student athletes. And I'm here with left back, right back, Danny Grannon. I say that right?
Yes, you did.
All right, perfect. I always double check with that. Well, Danny, welcome to 321 Sportscast. It's awesome to have the Merritt Island girls soccer team in here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am the youngest of my family.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
I have two. An older brother who is about to graduate college, and then an older sister who's going through her sophomore year of college.
I got you. So you're the baby.
I am the baby.
All right, that's cool. All right, go ahead.
I'm kind of go with the flow kind of person.
When did you start playing soccer?
I started playing when I was 3.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't remember back 3 months ago, much less when I was 3. So take me through. I mean, you've been playing soccer a long time. I mean, what are you, 14, 15, 16?
I am 15.
15 years old. So you've been playing soccer for 12 years already. You must really have a love for it.
Yes, I do.
Where did you play at as a youth?
When I was younger, I used to go to Divine Mercy, so I'd play for them.
Okay.
And then I switched to CBS when I was in 4th grade because I switched schools then.
Okay.
Yes.
And I guess obviously do you play any other sports in high school?
No, but I played basketball in middle school.
I got you. So soccer is going to be something that you concentrate and focus on moving through the rest of high school because you're just going to be a sophomore. You played last year as a freshman, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you contributed it. Yeah, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. I wanted to make sure. What was that like? Tell me about that last year. And what do you learn from, look, you had some really all-timers graduate there last year. I mean, you really did. I mean, you look at that class of girls that graduated from Merritt Island last year. Pretty good. What'd you learn from them?
I learned that they all will help you through whatever you are going through in the game,
right,
and off the field too if you need it. But on the field, they are like your family, and they will they will come in and support you from the back, support you from the front. They'll find any way to help you as much as they can.
That's got to be comforting because coming in as a freshman to have the seniors, especially as good as they were, to give you that support. That had to feel pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear, and I like the way you described that. Tell us a little bit about you off the soccer field. What do you like to do when you're not kicking a ball?
I like going boating.
Okay. When you say boating, what does that mean? Like, I mean, do you like just going out and hanging out on a boat? You like to fish?
I like fishing.
Do you?
Yes.
That's cool.
I like going and just chilling at like an island or like going swimming. I'm like an outdoor kind of
Okay.
person.
All right. I like that. And do you have like, I guess like when you go fishing, do you certain things you fish for or?
Well, me and my brother would go fish at Pine Island.
I got you.
And we would go fish for trout.
Okay.
And then I used to go like offshore fishing with my dad when I was younger.
That's cool.
And we would just go out fishing. It wouldn't matter. And then I'm also a scuba diver.
Let's talk about that a little bit. How does one get into scuba diving?
Well, it was like 2 years ago when I got scuba certified, and we were going to go on a family trip down to the Keys.
Is that scary?
Not really. It really isn't.
It
Like,
freaked me out.
Yeah, it freaked me out at first, but then as soon as I got in the water, you have to like go at least 5 feet under if you can't see like the bottom.
Right.
You got at least 5 feet under, and then you can see everything.
What's the coolest thing you've ever seen scuba diving?
I was like probably from me to you that close to a bull shark.
Really?
Yes.
Were you nervous?
Not really, because the sharks are afraid of the bubbles that come out of your.
I did not know that. You
Yes.
learned something. Unfortunately, thank God it's not a Friday or you get another gray hair. I didn't have to worry about that for a long time. It's an old saying. That is really awesome that you scuba dive.
Yes.
All right, I want to know a little bit about your team because it's a sisterhood. All girls' teams are sisterhoods and families, especially at Merritt Island. I think it's really neat. As I was talking to Coach Trout about coaching girls. And so what I want to know is this. I want to know which one of the girls on the team, who's the one that takes the longest to get ready? In other words, in the locker room or if you're all going to a movie one night, who's the one that everybody constantly has to wait for?
I'd probably say Jessica.
Then
Yes.
Okay, and who is the talker on the team?
I would say me.
You? well, then that's good that you went first on the interview. Are you telling me it's downhill from here? Nobody else is going to talk?
I mean, I talk a lot.
Okay.
I don't know. They might talk more than me, but
You like to
probably
talk?
not.
Okay.
Yes, I do like to talk.
All right. Let's this upcoming year, a lot of pressure on the shoulders of this soccer team coming up this year. A lot of shoes to fill. Seniors gone. Back-to-back state champions and then a deep run in the playoffs. What are your goals and expectations both personally and for your team this year?
I'm hoping to like get more what's it called? Like supportive with each other. Because like as like you heard, we lost a lot of players.
Right.
We all have to fill in all their shoes.
Right.
And we have to like work like probably a little bit more hard
Right.
than they did to like get it because like
Cohesiveness?
yes.
Right.
And we're gonna oh my gosh, I forgot.
That's all right. No, you want to work together as a team and build those relationships.
Yes, we're gonna build all that, and we're hoping to get far.
All right. And what about you personally? I mean, do you want to play? You want to play? I mean, you've played since you were 3. I'm assuming you want to play college or soccer in college, right?
Yes.
And what about in the classroom? What type of a student are you?
Well, I am a very interactive student. So
Okay.
like, I'm not afraid to like have my answers said out loud, even if they're wrong or right.
What do you like to study?
I want to be a sports medicine.
Really?
Yeah, I want to go to
I thought you were going to tell me, maybe a marine biologist or something to do with that. I mean,
I thought about that.
Well, yeah. I mean, a scuba diver, soccer player, and sports medicine is what she wants to do. Danny Grennan, thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us. Before you go, though, you have to look into that camera and tell everybody one thing about Merritt Island girls soccer this year. What is it?
They will probably be your best friends throughout the rest of your life, probably.
There you go. Danny Grennan, Merritt Island girls soccer. We'll be back. Merritt Island Mustang soccer team night continues here on 321 Sportscast, and we'd like to thank Parisi Speed School and Training, Remax Elite, all there at the bottom of your screen. Well, now we have Kylie Trout coming in, and I definitely been wanting to talk to you because I find it fascinating when the dynamic is your parent is a coach. Is it harder to play for a parent?
I think that it's harder because he's so much more
Tougher on you?
tougher on me, and he gets to see what I do all day, every day.
There's like no personal
No
space,
break.
right? Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. My dad was kind of that way with me. So, no, I understand where you're coming from on that. Well, you're going to be a sophomore this year. You're a center mid. Tell us a little bit about your soccer career. Obviously, you come from a family where your dad has had his foot on some type of a ball nearly his entire life. Tell us about your soccer career.
Well, I started playing when I was 4,
Okay.
and then I've just been.
Wow,
in
you all
different
start
clubs
so
since,
young,
yeah.
3, 4 years old. What is it? That is fascinating to me. What is it about soccer, that you love so much? Because look, to get out there to do all that running around in the heat, especially down here in Florida, you have to love it. What is it that you love about it?
Well, I love playing with the team, and
I got you.
yeah,
So,
and everybody.
I'm sorry, you just like the team concept of
Yeah,
it?
the team concept.
So last year, you know what the expectations are for this team coming up this year. How do you go about making sure that, look, no two teams are ever alike, and it's unfair, and I always say it's unfair to compare one team each year, but obviously people are going to do that. So how do you ladies go about filling those expectations this year? What do you need to do as a team to get back to the playoffs this year and at least have an opportunity to create your own?
We just need to work really hard all the time, and
No,
really
go
come
ahead.
together as a team.
Your shirt says summer training.
Yeah.
Coach Trout was talking about summer training. Talk to me about it. What is it?
So pretty much on Mondays and Wednesdays, we used to just go out and play soccer and get our foot on a ball. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays would be more like speed and agility and just getting faster and stronger.
I'm really fascinated by the fact that soccer players start so early. I didn't know 3 and 4 years old. Because I guess I'm thinking like, T-ball, from a T-ball mentality where you're 5 or 6, and that's really wild. Okay, so you play center mid. Tell us what a center mid is.
A center mid, they're in the middle of the field and they have to pretty much distribute the ball forward or backwards.
I got
they
you.
do pretty much everything.
All right, so you're kind of like a quarterback out there with the
Yeah.
soccer ball. Okay, making sure that. Do you play any other sports?
Well, at the high school I did track, and I used to play basketball.
So you still do run track?
Yes.
What track? What events do you?
I ran like the 4x1 or the 400 or the 100.
How does track help you in soccer?
It definitely helps stay in shape and get faster.
What about you off the track and off the field? What do you like to do when you get an opportunity to get away from dad?
Well, I just like hang out with my friends, or sometimes like I'm really into art and stuff like that.
All right, let's talk about your art a little bit. When you say you're into art, what do you mean? Like, do you like to draw?
Yeah, drawing and
What do you
painting
draw?
and all that. I just draw like people
Really?
and stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. And what kind of a student are you? If you had to rate yourself as a student, what would you say you were?
Well, I don't really talk a lot in class, so and I just do all my work.
You just get it done.
Yeah.
Good GPA?
Yeah, I got 4.0.
Well, that's awesome. I didn't ask you, what's your GPA? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So we had a 3.5 GPA and a 4.0. And that's the other thing, too, about Merritt Island that I really like. I think that the term student athlete is put up here where, I know a lot of schools in the county do that, but Merritt Island really seems to do a good job at it. Wow. What is aside from art, what are your other favorite subjects?
I like math.
Do you?
Yeah.
And obviously, do you want to play soccer in college as well?
Yes.
Do you have? I know you're going to be just a sophomore, but is there a particular college that maybe you're thinking about now, or looking at for the future, or are you just kind of taking that when it comes?
I don't really have a specific college.
I got you.
I want to say in-state.
And okay, all right. That's definitely a start. And what would you like to become? What would you like to study and eventually be or have as your profession one day?
Well, I don't know exactly what yet, but I definitely want to be in like the finance field.
Okay, that makes sense. Math
Yeah.
and finance. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's talk about your team a little bit. All right, we need some secrets here. All right, you're at a slumber party. You're all around. Who's the first one to go to sleep?
The first one to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Who passes out first?
It would probably be Brooklyn.
And with so many seniors graduating this year, there is always a team mom. I mean, there's always somebody going, shh, coach is talking, be quiet back there, do the drills, do this, do that. Who is the team mom when the coach isn't coaching?
The team mom.
Yeah, like the one that keeps everybody straight when coach isn't looking.
It would probably be Kat.
Cat, okay. All right. So we're learning about these young ladies. This is the most fascinating part for me because I get to learn, and then you all get to learn, and it's funny when everybody goes, oh, yeah, it's her or it's him. If you could tell everybody one thing about the Merritt Island girls soccer team this year that you want them to know on the field, what is it?
I'd probably say that. Oh gosh, I really don't know.
That's all right. How about you're outworking everybody right now? You think?
Yeah, we're out there working hard when nobody else is.
That's right. And it's got to mean something when you're working 4 days a week and it feels like 110 degrees
Yes.
out, and that's not an exaggeration. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes. Well, you know what? Before we go, I do want to. Is there something you can tell us about your dad we might not know? There's like does he like to sing in the cars? Does he sing in the showers or something?
Oh, he sings sometimes, but it's not very good.
He's not a good singer. I'll take that where I can get that. But Kylie, thanks you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be back with more players from the Merritt Island girls soccer team. All right, we are back here at 321 Sportscast Studios in beautiful downtown Rockledge, where tonight I've got the Merritt Island girls soccer team with us, and sitting next to me over here to my right is Karis Verpale. All right, so you're going to be a junior. We just got finished talking to a couple of sophomores. Now, how long have you been on this team?
Well, actually, I transferred from Cocoa Beach
Okay.
last year, so I've only been here for a year.
All right, your experience last year with the team, as you ladies were going for that three-peat, ever so close to getting it. What did you learn last year playing with all those ladies?
At Merritt Island, it's like everybody kind of fights for each other. They'll fight on the field, off the field, and it's just like a really good feeling.
I like-
You always have somebody.
I like that. I think that's one of the keys. And again, I hate to keep saying it over and over and over again, but it's true when it comes to the island. I saw a Facebook page the other day. It said, "I love my island, Merritt Island." I've never seen anything that says, "I love my Rockledge." But all right, so tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll talk about your soccer in a minute. I know you said you were a little nervous coming up here. You're doing great. You were a little antsy, jittery. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have a really big family. I'm one of 6. so-
Really? How many brothers? I mean, you got obviously 5 brothers. Tell me, or brothers and sisters. Tell me how many.
So there's 3 girls and 3 boys. I have one older sister. She goes to Alabama for soccer. And then I have another younger sister and 3 younger brothers.
I'm interested to hear about this dynamic. And where did you say you fit in the middle of this again?
I'm the second oldest.
Okay, so wow, so you got a lot of younger siblings.
Yeah, my family is, the house is never quiet. to say the
No,
least.
how could it be? Well, how old's the youngest?
3. Yeah.
Oh,
If you're looking for somewhere quiet to go, it's not my house.
your dad is a legend. All right, you take me through a typical day in your household. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, I'm sure you have quarrels and things like that. I mean, that's going to happen. But are you? I mean, I'm sure this is cool to me. That's a big. I mean, you almost have a soccer team.
Yeah.
Are they all? Is everybody athletic? Does everybody play sports?
Yes, my family is super athletic. I think every single person plays a sport. If they're old enough, like the youngest ones, they don't play a sport. They're so
How do
young,
your
but-
parents get everybody back and forth to practice?
Just like the supportive system, like we have my grandparents and
Oh, that's cool.
Everybody helps out.
Now, do you have your driver's license yet?
Not yet. 1 month.
Well, you may not want to get them.
No, they already told me I'm gonna be the chauffeur.
Right. Well, all right. So
So-
now you already know. All right. Let's talk about your game a little bit. It says here you're a center mid. I learned what a center mid was from your teammate. So tell me a little bit about your style of play. How do you play the game?
So I'm not the type of person that's really flashy. I kind of just do my job, get the ball, get it moving, get it done.
I hear you. I like that. And what is it about this team this year that you think, you know what, I think, you think this team's got an opportunity to get into the playoffs and do some damage this year?
I think we could if we work really hard. I feel like we have a chance.
And then this summer workout thing, 4 days a week, and man, your season doesn't even start in the fall. That's got to be difficult. Take me through a week for you guys.
So just the high school team, like
Yeah,
our
well, you can take me
practices?
through your week too, your practices. Yeah, I'm interested to hear about this.
Well, so for the practices, Mondays we kind of just are getting like touches on the ball, playing little scrimmages. Tuesdays is more speed work, so sprints.
What do you do for speed work?
We do different drills for like our form.
Gotcha. Cones, stuff like that?
Yeah, like
I got you.
cones, Tin Man, like those type of things. Wednesday we play with the boys, which is really fun because they're really good. So. that's
Really?
fun. Mhm.
The Merritt Island boys soccer team, also a success story. They do a great job there as well. State champions too in the program's history. State champions everywhere at Merritt Island. There just is. What's your favorite thing about playing soccer? What do you like best about it?
I love when you like get on the field, like everything that's going on in your life, it just all kind of goes away for that game time. Like you're on the field, that's all you're thinking about.
So would you be referring to 5 siblings? You can kind of put that.
Yes, all the family,
Right.
everything, it just like kind of all just fades away.
What about now? Look, in all seriousness, big families are great. They really are. But it can also be difficult. I come from a big family. At least when I say a big family, I mean we had a household where my mother let all of our relatives at one point in time live with us for whatever reasons. But it can be difficult to concentrate and focus and study. So tell me about your studies. What do you like to study? When do you find time to do it?
So I play for Orlando City. So
Wait a minute. The team. Okay, I got you.
So it's kind of like a really far drive. So on my like on the drive there is when I just do all my homework. I just try to get it done because it's like a little over an hour. So the car rides are nice and quiet. So that's when I get everything.
Tell me
done.
about playing for OC.
It's really good. It's a commitment because it's so far.
Right.
And I know that it's even harder on my family because we have so many kids. But like I think it's worth it in the long run because we have showcases every year. I just came back from California from a showcase.
Wow. How'd you do?
Good. We won 2, lost 1. Like we won 2 games, lost 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a lot of college exposure with Orlando City.
You got any idea? You're coming into your junior year. I understand that freshmen or sophomores don't really have, front sight focus on that. But as a junior, you really, it sounds like you're really good at this game. You want to play this in college. Do you have something in mind or someplace in mind you want to attend?
Well, my dream school would be the Air Force Academy.
Wow. Tell me why.
Well, I just like kind of always want to go into the military. Like I love the idea of like serving your country, and then also I want to go into the medical field. So they would pay for medical school and then all the benefits after, and traveling the world would be.
What part of the medical field did interest you the most?
I don't really know yet. Like I feel like once I start studying different things, then I'll see what I really like.
You make some money. Smart girl. Well, I think you're really cool and fascinating. I think that's some awesome stuff there, and I think you really have an interesting dynamic that surrounds you. And look, I think, I don't know your dad personally, but I think that sounds like you have great parents who are very committed to your cause, and I think that's very cool as well. When you get an opportunity to get away from the game of soccer, what is it that you like to do?
Well, I hardly get away from
Right.
soccer.
It
but
sounds like it now.
When I do, like I said, I have a very tight family, so I'm either hanging out with them or trying to hang out with my friends.
I got you.
Going to the beach a lot, on the river, things like that.
That's cool. What? Who's the team mom? I didn't really get a great answer on that one. Who's the team mom? Who's the one that's hushing everybody?
This year, it's kind of hard to like pick one team mom.
Somebody's got to fill that shoe this year.
Yeah, last year we had this girl, Sydney Clark, and she was the go-to for everything, the team mom. So now it's kind of hard to like decide who's the team mom this year. I think it'll just happen when the season comes around, then I think we'll really see. But right now, I have no clue.
Who's the one that's the most honoriest on the team? Who's the one that the one that's she's all, you see her and you think, and then when it's just you girls, she's ornery. Who's that player?
What is that?
Ornery, like like a rascal. You know what I mean? Like a, how your little brother or sister would be. That they're like playing jokes on you or stuff like that. Is there somebody on the team like that? You're a young team, so all of this has to probably develop. But is there somebody who's the craziest on the team? All right, I'll give you a scenario. This is the scenario. You all go out eating. You're out at a McDonald's or a Burger King, okay? And a pickle falls off a burger and hits the table, okay? Everybody says, "I'll give you $1 if you eat that pickle." Who's going to eat that pickle for $1?
It'd either be I feel like it'd either be Danny or Grace.
There you go. You got there. I always get an answer on that one. Well, Karis, I think this has been awesome. I've learned a lot about you. I think you did a great job. And good luck this season. We look forward to covering you and your team this year. But I have to ask you before you go to look into that camera and tell everybody one thing about your team this year that they need to know.
I think Merritt Island is going to outwork any of their opponents to like the point where we get the results we want.
There you go. I like that. For Karis Verpale, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski for 321 Sportscast. All right, team nights continue here with the Merritt Island girls soccer team, and I am here with senior left wing Elisa Crook. Left wing, right?
Yes.
All right. So, Elisa, you're a senior. You were part of the team 2 years ago that won a state championship, right?
Yes.
Okay. Take me through that. How much fun was that as a sophomore?
It was really fun. It was a good experience to like be there and be there for it, like watch it happen.
I've asked the girls this that have played with these amazing bunch of ladies last year and the year before, and you've had an opportunity to play with them. What did you personally learn from them as a collective group?
They were just a really good group of girls. Like they've been playing together like their whole lives, like since they were little. They just were always there to support you. They lived to play soccer.
I think you also have an interesting dynamic because as you enter your senior year, you're going to have your third head coach, right? Mm-hmm. You had Coach Carswell, you had Coach Cermak, and now this year you're going to have Coach Trout.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Is that weird?
It is now that you say that.
Yeah.
Like I've had a different coach each year.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't think you could have three of the best. I think they're all pretty awesome. But it's great to get that type of experience from, it just kind of hit me too to think about that. Tell us about your game. What does a left wing do for those of us that aren't, and I can't imagine that there are many on the Space Coast, but for those of us that don't know a lot about soccer, what does a left wing do?
My job is to get the ball up the line to score or help score for our team.
Gotcha. And, as you go into this year as a senior, all seniors, I don't care what it is, you're counting on to be a leader. What does that mean to you, to be some sort of a leader for your team this year? How do you assume that role?
Just to be a role model for the younger girls.
In what ways?
Show them, like, help them know what to expect.
Help them through?
Yeah, help them through it. Because
Certain.
I remember when I was a freshman, like, it was scary going against, like, the older girls.
When, go back, I'm going to ask you to go back in your memory bank, and you go back to that state championship team and even last year's team. and there was parts of games or seasons, not many, maybe where the team wouldn't be playing well or got behind in a game. And again, there wasn't many situations where that would occur. But when it did, what was the mindset of that team? What did you learn from them about situations like that?
Like from our team?
Yeah.
Just to do everything we could together to get our game back on.
So the team concept is really where you're at in terms of leadership. Gotcha. Okay. So tell me a little bit about you away from the pitch. What do you like to do? Well, first of all, do you play any other sports?
I have when I was little, but I don't.
Would you start playing soccer at 8 months? No, I'm kidding. How old were you?
I think I was about 4.
Really?
And then I took a break for ballet and karate,
Okay.
and then I went back to soccer.
How long did you do ballet and karate for?
I think I did both of them for like a year.
Okay.
A year or
Did you
two.
like them or no?
I liked karate, and then it just got old.
Right.
But ballet I wasn't good at, so
No.
I quit.
It's all right. Yeah, that's cool. Karate. How long ago was that?
A long time
Oh,
ago.
was
I think
it?
I was like 8 or 9.
Now, do you have now? I know that your mom, I'm told, is president of the Booster Club, right? Okay. Tell me about your family a little bit.
I have a blended family. My mom has 3 children, and those are 2. I have 2 real brothers, and then me. And then my mom married a man with a daughter and a son.
I got you.
So
Okay.
we're all like together. It's very crazy all the time.
You do not have to tell me anything about that. I completely and utterly understand. But that's still a big household. What age ranges?
So my stepbrother is a few months older than me.
Does he go to Merritt Island?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there's me. And then there is my stepsister. And then my 2 younger brothers.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's difficult. What do you do
Yeah.
to relax?
I have to get out of the house.
Sure, sure.
Go anywhere I can. Or
Do-
lock myself in my room. Get away
Yep.
from them.
What do you, when you're locking yourself in your room and you put the earbuds in, what are you listening to? What are you watching?
Anything on Netflix.
What series? Okay. What are you watching on Netflix?
Right now,
Yes.
I am watching That 70s Show.
That's a great show.
Yeah, I started it a while ago and then I never finished
Who's your
it.
favorite character? I love that 70s show.
Probably, I don't know. There's so many good characters.
There are a lot of good characters. I got to tell you, I find, I had a 13-year-old. I was talking to Jada Williams Goins, and she's 13 years old. And I asked her what she did for fun, and she said Netflix too. Netflix is still popular, huh? Wow. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, so future plans. You're a senior this year. You got a lot going on, girl. I
Yeah.
mean, look, 6 months from now, if you haven't already got your eyes on a prom dress, I mean, a lot's going to happen in a short period of time here. Are you ready for all this?
No,
No?
I should know, what I'm going to do with my life, but
Right.
I have no idea.
No, it's okay not to.
Yeah.
Look, don't let anybody
I
tell
really
you that you
don't.
need to have everything planned out, okay? That's just not necessarily true. Have you taken your senior portraits or any of that stuff yet?
No.
No, all that good stuff's yet to come.
I think it's still coming up.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to the most about your senior season?
I think it's most exciting just to be the senior, be the oldest on the team, help out a lot with the younger girls. I don't know.
What's the one thing as you look back on that are you like, wow, 3 years of high school is done already? Did it go by
It did
fast?
go by really fast, and everyone said it would, but I didn't believe them because freshman year kind of went by slow, and I was
Right.
like, there's no way this is going to go by as fast as everyone says.
But it's
But
true.
it really did.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Sometimes we older people know just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but yeah, no, it definitely goes by quick. Your team this year, again, obviously big shoes to fill, and you ladies are doing some hard work here in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
What are your expectations for this team this year? Where do you expect to finish?
I think we all just need to Because like I said before, the girls that graduated, they were all very close, knew each other, like knew how each other played. I think that's what we need to figure out this year. Just become one with each other.
I got
become
you.
a whole team.
I got you. And who is the girl on your team that you're already laughing? Do you? Okay, well, let me ask you this. Here you go. You're the senior. Do you agree with everybody's assessment so far? Because I play these interviews in order. Do you agree that on who would eat the pickle? You know what? Nobody gave me the answer on the team mom, really. I got an answer, but it was an
I
if.
think Karis is right. Like, Sydney Clark was definitely our team mom,
I
and
got
now
you.
I just don't. Maybe I think it'll be Ashley Sweat.
Tell us one thing about your team that maybe we don't know. Is there like maybe a ritual, something y'all like to do when you go out?
Well, every year we have a soccer sleepover at
Okay.
the end of the season.
Right.
Like after all our games are over and everything.
That's cool.
And the whole team just picks a house, and every single person goes and spends the night.
This is like a vacant house. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No,
It's a random
I'm
house.
Yeah, just pick a
Random
house and
house
go.
on the street.
I think it's, you know what? Good luck to you. I think as the year progresses this year, you'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put those earbuds in, lock yourself in the room. It'll come to you. What's one thing you want everybody to know about your team as you are one of the senior players on it this year? What should we know about your team this year?
That we will do everything we can to win.
Elisa Crook, thank you so much for taking a couple of minutes with us here on 321 Sportscast.
Thank you.
All right, we rounded out here with senior starting left back Amanda Pierce. And you know what? Amanda gets the really tough questions tonight about the team because she's A, a senior, and B, she's last. So there are advantages to going first and advantages to going last. But before we get to those questions, Amanda, how are you? Welcome to 321 Sportscast. You're a senior. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm 16. I'll be 17 soon.
Okay.
I'm like the youngest.
You're a young senior.
I'm very young.
How did that happen?
So my birthday is like August 28th. So
Gotcha.
It's like kind of near the cutoff. So I like barely made it.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was the last one to drive out of all my friends. So
Really?
It wasn't fun.
No, I bet it wasn't. But you know, all you have to kick up a couple bucks for gas. You're
Yeah.
good now, though,
Yeah.
right? Tell us a little bit about your family.
So I have two older brothers.
Okay.
One of them graduated college a long time ago. He's married, I think he's 23, 24.
Okay.
I'm not really sure.
All right.
And I have another older brother, and it'll be his freshman year in college.
All right, very cool. So you are the baby as
I am.
well. And tell me a little bit about now. How long have you been playing on the team?
Like my soccer career.
No, well, on this particular team.
Merritt Island?
Yeah.
For 4 years.
Okay, so we'll talk about that in a second. I just wanted to get that. I wanted to know that. Tell me about your soccer career. When did you start playing?
I started playing when I was young, like a baby. Like
Really?
4 or whatever, yeah. And I always tried out new sports, but I always came back to soccer.
What other sports did you play?
I did ballet.
Did you?
Yeah, I did it for a couple years. I didn't really like it. But I did like bowling. I did a bunch of other stuff.
Would you be shocked to find out I did ballet?
Did you really?
I did for 6
I
months.
actually played with a boy. Like
Did
I
you?
did ballet
Yeah.
with a boy.
Yeah, but I was told it would work. It would help with my footwork, and I just couldn't get past. I just couldn't get past it, and so I got out anyway. All right, so you just found yourself migrating back to soccer because you actually have a love for it, don't you? What is that love and that passion? Because when as I was saying earlier, people that play soccer, they love it. I can't stand running, so I couldn't love the sport. What is that?
I don't like running too, but you just have to suck it up. Like,
Really?
Yeah, I like being a part of like a huge team. Like it really does. It means a lot.
That's the big word, huge, because that's it with soccer, right? It's a big family,
You do.
isn't
You
it?
have a big team. Not even just the starters. Like you have everyone.
What is it about Merritt Island that makes Merritt Island so special? Because as I was saying to Coach, Island pride, playing for Merritt Island, there's a stigma about it. It's a good stigma, but what is it? What is that love?
I think it's just the tradition. There's so many different traditions at Merritt Island, and
Yeah.
like, everyone just keeping it going. I think that's really it.
I think you're right, and I think that's a good word to use, tradition, because it seems like every decade has a tradition in a sport, and your generation now carrying that on. Obviously, 10 years from now, you know, you were a part of a team because you won back-to-back state championships, part of a team that's going to be looked at as legendary because it just doesn't happen. All right, let's talk about those back-to-back state championships. Tell me how much fun that was.
It was very exciting.
Yeah.
It was really scary.
Yeah, tell me why it was scary.
Playing on a state championship field was just insane. Like, you have your whole school watching you. It was very nerve-wracking.
And you won your first one, if my memory serves me correct, on shootouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
Scary.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was nuts. I remember the celebration. It was awesome,
Yeah.
and it was a great job. Then you come back. You know, they say the hardest thing to do in sports, aside from, I think I was told once, hit a baseball, but I think it's winning back-to-back championships because there's
Mm-hmm.
always an X on your back. And you saw that last year because everybody was gunning for Merritt Island.
Everyone hated us.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
Yeah.
you know you're winning. But that second state championship, was it just surreal?
It was crazy. Like, when we did it the first time, it was like, yay, like, we finally got a state championship. And then doing it again the next year, it was mind-blowing.
Yeah, I'll bet it was.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite memory from either of those? I mean, I know it's tough to pick just one, but if you had to look back on those two championships, what would be one of the things that stick out to you?
I don't know. Just, like, the hype of being on the field. Like, it's so cool.
It is.
I can't even describe it.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. And, you know, I don't mean to say this to sound like I'm trying to be arrogant in any way. But Amanda's right. You know, when you step out onto a field, you know, or in a stadium or in a state championship game, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to do it all in terms of that. And I have to tell you, I know that feeling, and it's kind of it's a big buildup, isn't it?
And you have your whole school watching you.
Yeah.
It's
More
cool.
than that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's unbelievable. Well, good for you. Now, what can you, as a senior this year, a starting left back, two-time state champion, what can you teach the sophomores, the juniors, and the freshmen? What is it that you can bring to the table from
Well,
that?
I think that being a senior now is like all of our time to like be leaders on the field and like show the younger girls like what it's like to be a two-time state championship like winner.
Right.
And like show them like the hard work that you have to do to get there.
You know what? And that's the key, the hard work
You have
to
to
get
put in the
there.
hard work.
What are, and you know, as I said to Elisa, you know, you've also played for three head coaches now. Coach Trout will be your third head coach in 3 years. Is there a big difference between them, or is the program kind of just on, you know, I know each has their own system and their own ways of training, but is Merritt Island's program kind of an on autopilot thing where everybody knows they have to work hard and the coach comes in and fine-tunes things?
I mean, I know we're all out there for one thing, to win. So
Yeah.
we all come out there and just do what we have to do, no matter who the coach is.
I got you. And I think that's a great answer. I really do. All right, it's time to learn a little about you off the field. And you get the hard questions. And I'm glad it's you because, you know, you're the senior. You won the 2 state championships. We'll get to those questions in a minute. But tell us about you away from the field.
I just like to hang out with friends.
Yeah? And
Ashley
what do you like
Sweat,
to
she wanted a shout out.
Who did?
Ashley Sweat.
do? Ashley Sweat,
Yeah.
you got a shout out.
did.
Now, Ashley, here's what I want you to do. I want you, did she play on the team?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Ashley. Here's what you need to do for not coming here today. Grab your phone, look into it, and say a shout out to 321 Sportscast and send it to us, and we'll play it during this interview, right after this interview for you. So make sure you do that. All right, so Ashley gets her shout out. So you just like to hang out with your friends. Is it like a soccer family? Do you hang out with soccer players, or you have to
Yeah.
even get away from your, you know, every once in a while you have to just clear your head and get away from it all?
Well, no, I do. I hang out with a lot of soccer. Like, my best friends are all on the soccer team. So I just hang
The
out with all of them.
camaraderie.
Yeah.
What do you do on a Friday night? It's Friday night. Somebody calls and says, "Where are we going?" Where are you going?
We usually just hang out at, like, one of our friends' houses. So,
What?
like, we'll switch on and off.
You think that's weird, man. We used to go to malls, movies.
The mall was, like, 8th grade.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Because, you know, it's strange because my daughters do the same thing, man. They just want to hang out at the house. They want to bring their friends over.
Well,
you
then
know.
you don't have to go anywhere. Like, if you want to go see a movie, like, that's fine. But, like, hang
You
out at the house.
you do Netflix too?
Always.
Wow. This is cool, man. All right, here they come. You ready for these couple questions?
No.
I always asked this question to the last student athlete at the table, and whether it's girls or guys. If it's a guy, I say, who's the ladies' man? For the girls, I'm going to ask, who's the ladies' man, but the opposite, whatever the ladies' man is. Who is that on this team?
Elisa Crook.
Elisa Crook. All right. So Elisa Crook is the ladies' man, so to speak, here. Who's the one that needs the most dating advice? Who's the one that's constantly going, I don't know what to do here.
Ashley Sweat.
I
She
got
needs the most dating advice.
Well, those are the best two questions I like to ask, and you answered them immediately. Anybody else you want to say hello to?
Grace. Grace isn't here today.
Grace Hanks, right?
Yep.
Okay, Grace.
That's about it.
Grace got caught up at work. Grace, you owe us a shout out as
Yes.
well. So Grace and Ashley.
Ashley.
And Grace, you owe a shout out. So make sure you get on that. Anything we need to know about this team, because you are the final spokesperson for it. Anything we need to know about this team? You know, look, everybody's going to say you graduated 5 of the best players in the county. They're not going to, they don't have any chance this year. What would you say to those critics?
I think we're stepping it up this year and we're coming for all of you guys.
There you go. Do it, right? Like that. Nice job. I like that. Senior Amanda Pierce, senior Elisa Crook, Karis Verpale Jr., and of course sophomores Kylie Trout, and Danny Grennan and Coach Nathan Trout. Thank you all so much for coming into the 321 Sportscast studios today. I'd also like to thank Caleb, the cameraman Brown. So for all of these wonderful young ladies and Coach Trout, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski, and you've been watching Merritt Island Mustang Soccer Team Night here on 321 Sportscast. Have a great night, everybody.